Hi, in this video I'm going to show you 6 different card designs that I've put together using Oh Holy Night. This is a digital download collection from the Crafty Witches. It's from their Book of Spells Volume 5, Christmas 2023. So first of all, my first card is going to be an 8x8. This is, as you can see, I've printed off everything that I need to make this card. This is one of the small toppers. So what I've done using Adobe Reader, I've gone and highlighted, taken a snapshot of the small topper, and then I've enlarged this. I've enlarged it by and printed it at 190%, and I've printed this off 4 times. So that's 1, 2, oops, sorry, 3, 4. So this is so I can decoupage the image. Of course you don't have to do that, but I just felt this image just feels like it needs to be coming off the card slightly. So first of all, we've got some plain paper. This measures, this will measure 19.5 centimeters by 19.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to attach that to our card base. Sorry, glue won't come out. There we go. Just bear with me a minute. Okay, finally got my glue working, so I'll start again. So just going to attach the plain card to the card base. Each one's level. And then I've got a piece of white card. Sorry, this measures 17.5 centimeters by 17.5 centimeters, and this is a matte layer for the topper that I printed out. And it's roughly, it's just over 17 centimeters when I've taken my snapshot and printed it out. So just going to mat that to the white layer. Okay. And I'm going to attach that to my card base. My glue's coming out a little bit too much. So that's been attached to there. Just wipe the excess glue off. Okay, so here's my decoupage layers. So I'm going to use foam pads. The first piece I've cut out is the whole of the Mary and Joseph image. carefully put that over the image that's already on there. And then what I've done next is I've cut out part of Mary's clothing there, and then also Jesus in the manger there. So again, just going to add some foam pads to this. Carefully match those up. Okay, you can see start to see the depth. And then I've just gone and cut out the blanket. Just add foam pads to that. Okay, all snuggled in the blanket. I've cut one star out. I mean, because there's 4 sheets that have been cut out, you can decoupage your star more if you prefer. But to be honest, I've saved my extra stars and they'll add it to other cards. So there's that one. And then I've just cut one sentiment out and made a small white mat. And just going to attach that there. And I think we'll keep that flat. Yep, this first card, you can see the depth. We've printed that out 4 times. So let that one dry. Now, next card has a little bit more pieces to it, so just bear with me a moment. Just separate these pieces out. So first of all, you need an A4 piece of card. I've cut this down. Get my ruler the right way round. I've cut it down to so it measures 20 centimeters in height by yeah, I think it's the length of the A4 card. And I can't find a piece of A4 card at all. Just bear with me. Yeah, so it is. So the length of the A4 card is kept the same, just cut the height down to 20 centimeters. And then what I've done, I've gone and scored it at 3.5 centimetres and 7 centimetres on each side, and then it'll fold up just how you would make like a bridge card. Okay, so that's the card base. So for the centre part, I've got some plain paper and one of the toppers. Let me see, what did I print? Now I can't remember what I printed out on that, just bear with me. Could be the insert actually. Yeah, I think that's the insert just slightly cut down. Yeah, because I definitely didn't do a she says, I don't think I did a snapshot. Just bear with me one moment. Okay, actually looking at my notes, I did do a snapshot. So this is a snapshot of one of the toppers like I did on my other card. This time this is printed at 200%. So we need a piece of plain coloured paper, and that measures 19.5 centimetres by 15 centimetres. Snapshot is slightly smaller on the top. This measures roughly about 14.5 centimetres by 18 centimetres. I'm going to attach that to the centre there. I mean, the border is slightly different on the sides to the top, but as this folds in, you won't really notice. Okay, so we're going to attach that to the centre. Okay, like that. And then for the sides, I've got a pattern paper and the plain paper again. This time you need 4 pieces, so this measures 19.5 centimetres by 3 centimetres, and the pattern paper will be 19 centimetres by 2.5 centimetres. So just attach these 4 together. Two. So it's 4 pieces there, and these attach to the 2 sides. and level. Okay, that folds in. Then printed the center image of top off twice and cut out just that small image. I'm going to use foam pads to decoupage. Just attach that over that image. Okay. It's in the correct place. And oops. You also have the small star too. I'm going to attach with a foam pad. Okay. So you could leave that like that, it makes a nice card, but what I've done, I've made these that we're just going to attach on the side there. So these pieces of card, you need 2 pieces, and they measure 3 centimeters by 10 centimeters, and I've scored them at 1.5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and 8.5 centimeters. So just fold those down like that. And before I attach it to the card, I've made some small matte layers just to fit on there. So just add these first, just so the colour theme all matches in. Normally when I do bridge cards I make a longer piece that goes straight across, but this time I thought we'd do something a little different. Okay, so the first, so you just need to find where that is going to sit. You can have it how high or wherever you want it. I mean, they can even, if you wanted to decorate, you could decorate on the top there, but because we're using some of the animals, I'm just going to attach that to the bottom. So small amount of glue on those tabs, so I just have to bring that closer to me, and then So to make sure it is in the right position, yeah, you can just lay your card down, and then it will pop up in the right position. So I'm just going to hold that for a second, let that dry. Actually, I might just pop a peg on that. Just for a second while we attach this next piece. So again, glue or tape, whatever you prefer, just on the ends. Do it that way. So just roughly get that in the right position, and then lay it flat and fold the card over. Just press them down. Just had to keep putting some pressure on, just because, well, the glue's wet. And just while it dries, and or just takes it. There you go. Okay, so of course that needs to dry. So you see from the top, you've got two little boxes there. So what I've done, so from the toppers, I've gone and cut out 2 more sheep, which I'm going to attach on here. We've got the donkey. He hasn't got a tail, and he was on the top. He was quite a straight edge, so I'm just going to put him on the edge there, and then I cut out some of the flowers from one of the toppers, which I thought would just put across there. Okay. Just going to attach some foam pads to the top of the donkey, and just some glue just to hold for the legs. So, like I said, the donkey's just going to sit there on the edge. Okay, and then some foam pads on the flowers. Attach those there, and then we have a couple of the sheep to go on. So I'm just going to do that sheep so it just comes over slightly. This one I'm just going to add a foam pad. There you go. So there's front of the card. Now I did also cut an angel out, but on the toppers she didn't have a full wing on this side or on the base. However, if you want that, then you need to print off the insert, because that's got a full angel on. But because this isn't, I'm just going to attach her there. Just need to make sure level at the top because of the size of the envelope that you might want to use. So because she's not full with legs at the bottom, I'm just going to attach my sentiment to that too. As you can see, I've done a white mat for my sentiment just to match in. There you go. So this was our first, well, this was my first 8x8 card with the decoupage pieces. And then this is like a bridge card. It just stands up like that. And you can cut out more stars and add more bits. It's just basically showing the fold of the card and then how to make these two little boxes down the bottom there. Well, my next cards are, I've got two A5 cards. Now as you can see, this is what I was on about with the angel. She has her legs, full dress and wings, and that's from the insert. Now this one I've made a little, well, clean and simple, I guess. So we have two different plain cards and just one of the pattern papers. Now, done this off camera because I knew I would totally mess it up. But anyway, so I have, like I said, A5 card. So I've got a piece of white card here, and I cut it to 21 centimeters by 8 centimeters, and then I cut some strips of one of the pattern papers. So these measure 1.5 centimeters. I think the strips were about 10 centimeters. Yeah, just so that I could overlay how I wanted it and get the angle right. And then I just trimmed it off from the back. Okay. Like I said, I did that off camera because I would just mess it up, and I did take a couple of tries in doing it. So I've got two pieces of the plain paper that we printed off from the collection. So this measures 21 centimeters by 9 centimeters, and then this one just drops down slightly. Well, I've left it at 21 centimeters, but it goes into 8.5 centimeters. So just going to lay these two together. Like that, and then we're going to lay this one on top too. Just get that level and just wipe off a bit of glue. Okay, so we have card piece in. So I've left it plain, and we're just going to attach this to the left side there. Just leave a slight white border on the edge. Okay, and then I've gone and used my circle dies and cut a larger circle out in one of the plain papers and a slightly smaller circle out from white card. Now I'll just layer these together. Okay, and just going to attach that to there, but I'm going to use foam pads on the back. I'm just going to place that about there. And then what I've done, I went to cut the angel out from the insert sheet because she's a full angel, and I'm just going to attach her on top of the white there, the white circle there. Again, I'm just going to use some foam pads. I've just cut them down slightly, but I'm going to use a double layer of them just to give her some height in the centre. And just slightly mould her around the foam pad. Just going to attach her there. Just hold the wings down. There you go. Just hold the places down where you've put the glue. And like I said, you can see there she has some height in the centre. And then what I did was just cut this small donkey out. It doesn't have actually any hoofs, so I thought I would just attach him down the bottom there. And you can just leave it plain and not add anything. I just wanted to put something down there. And then I've cut one of the small sentiments out and made a white border, and just going to attach it off. Yeah, I think we'll do it slightly off centre there. And I'm going to use foam pads. There you go. And that's an A5 card. So quite a quick and simple card to make when you've got that right. Next one is another A5 card. So this time one of the top is normal size, and some layers for that. Printed out the fishtail sheet, and this one here is actually cut from a die. So there's my star from the first card that we did, because remember I printed out 4 of those, so this is one of the stars that I'm going to use from there. I've also cut out one of the sheep toppers, I've matte and layered my sentiment already together, so I've used one of the coloured cards and then also a white card behind that. So to start off with then, we've got some of the coloured card. I keep calling it card, it's paper. Anyway, this measures 20.5 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, and I've got cut some white card down that's just gone down slightly, so this one will be 20 centimetres by 14 centimetres, and then a piece of the pattern paper, again just take it down slightly, so 19.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres. So I'm just going to matte and lay these three pieces together. Get that level, and then these two onto there. I build my layers up before I put them onto my card base, just so if I need to I can move them around easier, just to get them level. And then I'll attach this to the card base. Okay, that's the card base. So this is the topper. So my white matte layer measures 9.5 centimetres. The coloured card measures 9 centimetres, and then the topper, which is at normal size, measures just under 9 centimetres. So it makes a nice border around. So I've just got a slight border there with a coloured sorry, the coloured card around my page, around the topper, and then I'm going to attach these to the white mat. Okay, so just be missing. So I'm going to attach that to there, and we're just going to put these three together next. Right on the edge, and then this one I'm going to add foam pads to. Do. Make sure that's in the right place, and that I designed to just pop in there with the sentiment. I think the sheep is going to go there, and then the star just on there. So just take the backing off There's my foam pads. Yep. Nope, this one. Just attach that at the top in the centre. I'm going to attach it because it's already got foam pads on it. I'm going to glue this one on. I've just left a small piece of the whiteboard, the coloured border there. I'm going to use foam pads for my sentiment. And attach that down there. I'm going to use a small amount of foam pad in the centre of my sheet. So, like I said, a foam pad in the centre of the sheet. Just a little bit of glue, just, yep. I'm just going to pop in there. There we go. And then, like I said, this star was from the first card because I had some spare. I'm just going to attach that using a foam pad. Just about there. So that's the second A5 card. You see, it's got lots of height and to it, so I'll just put that all over there. Now, next two are smaller cards, and these are the A6 cards. So I've got my toppers, my sentiment, one of the papers and one of the coloured papers. So I'm just going to attach these together. Without doing the measurements. So the first piece measures 10 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. So this piece here will measure 9.5 centimetres by 14 centimetres. Just mat and layer them two together. This one is quite a quick and easy card. I'm just going to attach that to the card base. Okay. And then for the topper, again, just a normal size topper sheet. I printed the sheet off twice, and then I've cut this centre part out. I'm just going to decoupage onto there. I've got a square with a coloured paper, and this measures 8 centimetres by 8 centimetres, and this one will be 7.5 centimetres by 7.5 centimetres. Just going to attach the topper to the white layer. Just so it just gives me a slight white border, and then I'm going to attach that to the green layer. And then use foam pads to decoupage this piece that I cut. decoupage that exactly in the same place. I'm going to attach this to the card base. Like I said, this one's just quite a simple card to make. So just attach that at a slight angle, and then one of the small sentiments, and I've made a white matte layer for that. And just going to put some foam pads on that, just make sure I get that the right way. And just attach that. That's it. Quite a nice effective card, but very simple and quick to make. Now the next A6 card, this time I'm making a Z fold card, so all I've done is just folded the front over in half and then scored down there just to make a Z fold card. For the centre, I've got a piece of the pattern paper, and this measures 10 centimetres by 14 centimetres. Yep. So just going to add that to the centre. Just get that level. Some glue seeping out there. So next I've got some of the coloured paper, and this piece measures 8.5 centimetres by 6.5 centimetres, and then I've cut a piece of white card. This measures 8 centimetres by 6 centimetres. I'm just going to mat and lay these together. And then I'm going to attach these to the inside, just underneath the fold. Because as this is a pattern paper, I've made this part here where you can write a message on. Just going to move that over slightly. So I just want that covered there by the fold, so you can't see that part. For the front, I've got a piece of the colour paper. This measures 10 centimetres by 7 centimetres, and that's just going to be attached to the front there. Like that. And then I printed the topper sheet off twice, so there's my whole topper, and I've made a white mat for it. And then, like with the other card we've just made, I've just cut around the square, and I'm going to attach that on there with foam pads. So the white card measures 9.5 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres, and I'm just going to attach my topper to that. And the foam pads to decoupage this part on top. And then I'm going to attach that just slightly overhanging the front fold. Okay, just get that level. And then sentiment. Sentiment I am going to attach on there, but again, I'm just going to use foam pads to lift that up. Place that there, and then I'll cut two of the smaller fishtail banners off, and I'm just going to attach them to the top there. Just overlay them slightly. So when the card stands up, you'll be able to see the sentiment correctly. So there's your place to write your message. A little bit of a design in the centre, and that's our Z fold card. So that's our 6 cards in total. So let's just bring them all out again on my desk. So first of all, we had the 8x8 cards. There are 2 8x8 cards. Like I said, just folds flat, just fit in an envelope. And then the 2 A5 cards. And that one. And then the A6 cards. I hope you enjoyed watching me put my cards together and get messy fingers. The collection is absolutely perfect for Christmas. So I do hope you go and have a look at the Crafty Witches website. Goodbye for now.